Good morning and welcome to Face the Nation. With the president headed to Vietnam this week, the release of the Mueller report appears to be on hold. But speculation about what's in that report continues. Yesterday, CBS News correspondent Seth Doane spoke with former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon near the Vatican. Bannon, a critic of Pope Francis, was on the sidelines of the papal summit on sex abuse. We'll have a report on that conference later, but first, Seth questions Steve Bannon about the Mueller investigation.
I was someone that told the president many times that he should not fire James Comey, that I thought that this collusion investigation was a lot of nonsense and was going to come to naught. Now, I happen to think that the President of the United States, he had full rights and authority to fire Comey. I think you'll see a lot of stuff in the Mueller report. I believe that it'll deal with potential obstruction of justice, and I think it'll come down to decisions that people will think whether the President of the United States, as chief law enforcement officer, has the rights to make those decisions or not. But I've been pretty adamant that the collusion thing to me was always essentially a nothing burger, and that the Comey investigation should have just played out.
Looking ahead to campaign 2020, do you think President Trump will see a primary contender?
Oh, definitely. I think definitely from the center, from the Republican Party moderates, and from the left of the Republican Party.
Can he stand up to that?
I think it'll be symbolic. I don't think it'll be serious. I think we have to get through 2019. I think the next 90 days to 4 months is going to be a real meat grinder. I think
In what ways?
You have the Mueller report coming out. You have what's happening on this investigation on the inaugural committee. You have the Southern District of New York. You have other investigations going on. I mean, the pressure on the president is coming from many different angles. I think you've already seen it from what the Democrats, some of these reports they've been dropping here without telling anybody. I think that now that they control the House, they can weaponize this. They can weaponize the Mueller report. I think that 2019 is going to be the most vitriolic year in American politics since before the Civil War. And I include Vietnam in that. I think we're in for a very nasty 2019. I think what comes down the other side of that, then you can position yourself for 2020.
And you think the president can come out of 2019 in a much weaker position?
No, I think he comes out in a much more battle-hardened position. I think it's going to be a very tough 4 or 5 months for the president. I think it's for the team around him, but I think it'll get him very focused.
You think the RNC is doing enough to protect Mr. Trump?
Well, I think the RNC is, look, I had a good experience with the RNC during the campaign. I'm a little disappointed in 2018. I think the focus should have been on the House. I think there's no reason we should have lost the House. I think the RNC and the Trump campaign should have maniacally focused on the House to make sure we weren't in the situation now with these investigations and with the ability to weaponize the Mueller report. So they have to get better than they were in 18, because 18, I think they let the president down. They got to get better for 20, and I think every indication they are.
Bannon also said that as of now, he has, quote, zero doubt that the president will run again, but he stressed that we are about to enter an extraordinary time in American politics.